Opinions and stories around the game we love, told by your favorite storytellers. Stay up to date with all things cricket. Subscribe to Cricbuzz's YouTube channel and press that bell icon now.
But now it's time to look just down the coast. It's not too far from Cuttack down to Vizag, probably even drivable if you were to choose to do that. But I'm sure the team will get onto a flight and get there to that lovely, lovely coastal city. You check into the hotels there, gorgeous view of the sea. But I think for Team India, the eyes will be at the cricket ground and trying to focus on what will happen to try and come back into the series 2-0 down. Zaheer, let's start with Team India. You mentioned the possibility of changes. We normally don't call for them, but I think here it's a bit of a change in mindset and maybe a tweak in personnel as well.
Absolutely, I think that's going to be required. Maybe the small ground, the spinners are going to be under pressure, so you might see that one change. You might see a quick bowler coming in, maybe Ashdeep or Umran. We'll have to wait and see who will be taking that place and who will be going out. But I think I'm expecting that one change for sure. With batting, you have pretty much a set plan. In the first game also you scored over 200 runs. Today also you managed to get to a total. From there you could have made the match out of it. So I think that one change in bowling is expected, purely because the ground is going to be small. The dimensions of Vizag ground is not that big. You can expect high scoring encounter there, so that's something which we have to see. We have to see the nature of wicket, but I think one change is expected from the Indian team.
Yeah, I know briefly when the players were walking off, Joy, I think it was you who said Arshdeep. So are you expecting that he would get the nod ahead of 155 kilometers an hour, Mr. Malik?
Look, I think he deserves to get the nod because he does a lot of things with you. And what he does well is that he's right now, Umran is, as I said, much more work in progress. Arshdeep is closer to the finished article. Maybe he may be 10, 12, 15 kilometers per hour shorter, slower, but he's much more the finished article. And I think what he gives you there is that he's a smart bowler. You see stats, he's never been consistently hit by the same batsman. He's come back, every time a batsman has hit him, he's come back, got some sort of a strategy. And it doesn't always work, but he's always thinking. And I think that's important. The other thing is that I'm wondering whether Aksar, Ravi Bishnoi, does Bishnoi get a chance at all? This is not the greatest stadium for blooding people who are going to bowl leg spin. But I mean, if you look at it, Ravi Bishnoi doesn't really bowl leg spin. He really bowls a googly and a straighter one. He doesn't really bowl the leg spin. But do you get in somebody like a Bishnoi who just attacks the stumps continuously? Because that's what Bishnoi does. He just keeps bowling at the stumps and does something for you. So those are things. And I think if you lose 2-0, they need to make some changes.
Straightforward choice between Arshdeep Singh with the movement, with his guile, slight more experience, or just use those middle overs and terrorize the South Africans with Umran Malik. Which one would you go for?
Well, I think extra pace can be handy. That's something which I feel you've seen in IPL as well. You've seen Umran get Miller out as well on one occasion. With the ball coming around the wicket, bowling really fast. So that's something which can be a good matchup. So with Klaasen as well, the way he was batting, if you get that extra pace, the X factor, it can go for runs as well. But you need to have that X factor, something different, which will maybe have that impact. So from that point of view, I feel inclination might be towards Umran for the next match.
Fair enough. So we've got two different opinions in here, which fast bowler might get a look. But at the end of the day, between Rishabh Pant, Rahul Dravid and company, they will be making that call. As far as Team India are concerned, 2-0 down in the series, trying to make up and make it 2-1, going to Rajkot for game number 4. But for South Africa, they seem to have everything in order. Obviously, it was a forced change. We don't know what the condition is with Quinton de Kock. If he's well, obviously he comes straight in. Klaasen doesn't go out. So if Quinton comes in, he comes in obviously for Riza Hendricks, and then everything stays normal. But any other changes ahead do you see in terms of their bowling attack? We're not even sure about Markram's availability as of now.
Correct. So I think they will maybe look at, as we're talking about the ground dimension, as we're talking about the spinners quota of overs has not been used. So that's something which they might think of. Keshav Maharaj chips in with the bat as well, so they might continue with him. But Shamsi might go out, and someone like Marco Jansen might take his place, or Ngidi for that matter. So I think that's something which we have to wait and see what are the options.
Ngidi is there as well.
Yeah, I was just making sure. So I think that's one choice they have for sure. Maybe add that extra bowler, and then create that pressure with the seam up bowlers. Quinton, if he comes back, it's only going to strengthen their batting. So that's something which they'll be happy to receive. Klaasen is something who has replaced Stubbs. So I think they got that a great bargain there, you can say. So I think all in all, South Africa is in a very good space. This is the ideal start for the series. They've always had a good record against India in Indian conditions, and this is just strengthening that. And this time around, we were not expecting this because just looking at the way the lead up to this series, everyone has been playing T20 cricket. Everyone has been in touch. So that's something which we're expecting other result, but the challenge is ahead now, and the pressure is of the highest quality at the highest level. So we'll have to wait and see how Indian team responds. But it's definitely advantage South Africa right now in the series.